twin turbo Lamborghini with transmission issues still. I have an update on when we're gonna get our upgraded clutch, that way we can fix this transmission. 8 more weeks. That's the estimated timeline right now. I bought the clutch about 3 weeks ago and hopped on the pre-order, and well, we gotta wait another 8 more weeks until we can put it in and then be able to have this car at full potential and not have to shift it like a single clutch Aventador. But why are we in this car if we can't even drive it to its full potential? Well, today is a very special day. We are going to quiet down all of the old people haters, because a lot of old people see this car and they're like, what, did you get in an accident? Why don't you have a bumper on? Well, today we're gonna make them happy because we're gonna paint my 1016 forged carbon bumper, and we're gonna throw it on today. Well, maybe not today because the paint has to dry, but it's gonna be thrown on in this video. That was definitely a flame. That was 2 flames. Well, here we are, the humble home of Remy Evans. Did I shoot a flame?
A little bit.
It's because it's so bright out. It was really big. It was just super sunny. That's why. And here is my new 1016 rear bumper that a lot of you probably have already seen at least a couple times. It's going to look insane. So the open wastegate and the turbo outlet is going to be on both sides, and then in the middle we didn't put this here because the middle will perfectly showcase the B-Rogue built logo. So it's gonna be super sick. I am hyped. Now we're also gonna have to paint 2 sensors black, and we're gonna have to repaint 2 of the sensors green, because even though this is a paint matched green that we're doing, it could still be slightly different than what the OEM sensors look like right now. So this is gonna be a little bit of a process, but after we get the prep and masking done, it's pretty smooth sailing after that, as long as our spray out sheets match the car.
You see, them watching, they don't know that butt matching is...
The thing is too though, every car's bumper doesn't match perfect to the panels, because these are aluminum panels while bumpers are typically plastic, or in this case, I believe this is carbon. If you look underneath, yeah, it's carbon. It's just already primered for us. So with that being taken into account, already the different material is going to make it slightly off. But this bumper, like we were talking about earlier, is one of the best bumpers to be butt matching and not blending, because only here and here is where there's going to be a direct line showcasing the difference in paint color from the actual aluminum to the carbon bumper. Everywhere else, there's this giant grill, so you won't even be able to really truly be like, oh yeah, it's kind of off. Even the factory lid here is a little bit different from the fender. But we're gonna get this monster truck out.
You ready to hear it?
Oh,
it sounds pretty dope, actually.
I haven't heard in a while. Now, a good paint job is all down to the prep. So what we gotta do is you gotta clean the bumper first, and then we gotta red Scotch Brite it, and then we got to mask it off and have a hard line taped. That way we can actually have a hard line, because we can't blend it because we want to have this beautiful carbon line right there. So we gotta hard line everything. I got special tape for that, and then we get to spraying. Well, actually no, we gotta test spray a card first to make sure it looks good. Now the hard line on this bumper was the hardest part of this whole process, because masking it off was a pain. First we had to go over with a fine blue tape, and then after the blue tape we followed with an orange tape. That way when we paint this thing, that hard line stays how it should. Once Remy was done taping off, we then moved on to paper, and then it was time to get the sealer. Of course we had to mix it, and then we had to put it in the spray cup with reducer. And then we could start getting a spray out card to find out just how many coats of paint this bumper needed to match the Lambo perfectly. Okay, so here are the 2 spray outs. This is full paint and clear. The top one is 3 layers, the bottom one is 2 layers. Of course, it's still raining out. Bruh.
That's pretty damn close.
What the frick? Well, that's stupid close.
Okay, now look at this one. This is 2?
Too light. That's 2.
That's pretty spot on.
I think it's too light. Do the other one again.
So. Ah, god, dude. They're both so close. Here, grab my, I don't think I'm on the phone anymore. Okay, yeah, use that flashlight too.
Okay, it's a good thing I sat down, you guys, because we realized it is the 3. When you take the light and you shift it around, you're gonna get like a color shift. And this one was so much lighter than that one. It's gonna suck if it's not the right one. It's really gonna suck. Here we go. Yeah, that's a close match.
You want to just call it a night?
Yeah.
I'm tired.
No more clear. No clear either. Last coat. Hopefully we have enough paint.
Don't say that.
Do we?
I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is hit this 3 coats on both sides and then blend it. And if we have enough, we have enough. If we don't, you won't be able to tell. This is literally every last drop of the paint. We have enough.
Oh yeah. It was now down to the final 2 coats of clear coat, and then we could finally test out if this bumper would match perfectly with the gas cap.
Oh wait, on camera that looks good, no? Is it different?
It's the exact same on camera.
Right with the flat. Dude, that looks spot on. It's just the lighting.
It's the lighting in here. You don't have direct light on it.
That looks
That's perfect.
That looks pretty good.
I guess we'll know tomorrow. Right? And this is why we're putting the bumper on, because it's rain season. So remember at the beginning of this video when I was talking about how the transmission is kind of broken? It's very broken now. But I was at a stop sign and it just free revved and I was in gear. It's never been that bad. And just then we were just having a hard time getting out of first. Just trying not to go into first. Yeah, we can't drive this car anymore. We got it paint matched. We did it at Remy's. We got it driving to Remy's. Let's get the car home. We'll still put the bumper on, have fun, but we're gonna do it next to the house. I'm 40 minutes from the house right now, and that's just a sign to me to then call it quits. It sucks. This car's gonna be down for frickin' 2 months. It's ridiculous. Let's get this car home and not drive it at all. Boys, something's wrong. Something's not. The car is running really wrong right now. I don't know what it is, but I shut it off. My phone's frickin' dead. It's not running right. Something's wrong. Now, since my phone was dead, I could not figure out why the car was running rough. So what I ended up doing was borrowing someone else's phone, calling my wife, asking her to bring a charger. She did, and we pulled the codes, and there were none, which led me to believe that the car was probably in a limp mode due to the fact that it was shifting weird. So I cycled the car off and on a few times, and luckily Hurricane Motorsports was down the road. So we left the car there overnight to hopefully find out the next morning if I was right and that the transmission was the purpose for the car running weird. Well, good morning. It's time to find out what's wrong with the Lambo. I do think that though it's also something not serious, but at the same time, still nervous. Maybe it's because it's a Lambo and not a Corvette. Got another drive safe air freshener for the road. Eventually, we're gonna need to make the car smaller because we're gonna have so many that they won't be able to look like that on the card. This car is so much fun. We're gonna start doing stuff to it, I promise. There's a few things that need to get narrowed down, and then once I do that, this car is going to go to Hurricane Motorsports, and it's gonna get a cam, it's gonna get a clutch, it's gonna get pulleys, it's gonna get heads done, it's gonna get a lot done, and it's gonna be nuts. But I wanna wait until the F82 comes back from 4N Motorsport, and preferably wait until the Huracan transmission's done. If I do end up getting this other clutch and it shows up soon, I'm not gonna wait 2 months to do that stuff to this car. So it's all a work in progress. It's kind of what happens when you have 5 cars. Well, the Lambo's still here, so nobody stole it last night. Let's see what the mad scientists at Hurricane Motorsports have to say. So I told Jordan and Kyle the situation, and we all kind of think it could be the transmission just freaking out the car. And I told Kyle, send it, let's try and get a Datsun clutch. So trying to see what we can do right now, because that would be nice to actually be able to drive this car, especially before it snows. Then we can actually feel how fast this car is.
There's nothing for TCM. TCM2. There's no
Or engine control. Want me to turn it on and see if it idles funny? Okay. I love when cars are running right, but I hate when cars do this. And what I mean by this is it ran weird when I'm not with my mechanic, but then when I'm with my mechanic, it runs fine. It makes me look like I'm crazy. Yeah, I think it had to be transmission, because it happened literally directly after it went into that false neutral. Right after I did that, then I started driving and I started going,
Yeah, no, it'll derate everything. The EPC light and all that stuff will come on because all the modules talk to each other. So
I must not have been driving it long enough for the EPC light to turn on, because the minute it started doing that, 3 lights later I pulled over and turned it off. So that's probably why the EPC light never turned on when I was driving.
Yeah, did you ever pull codes while I was doing the limp?
No, because my phone was dead.
That's right.
Here's the plan. If this was a BMW, I would send it to Remy's, but this is the most expensive car I've ever had in my entire life, so I'm not going to drive it to Remy's. We're gonna take this to the house, drop it off, come back in the Jeep, get the bumper and the C7, come home and put the bumper on at the house. I just don't want to risk anything else happening. Well, it's driving fine now. Gotta keep an eye on it, but it's driving okay. From one supercar to the other. I know this isn't how you guys want to see the video. You want to see the video with me and Remy putting on the bumper, but I don't want to risk breaking that car even more. Gotta roll down the windows for this next underpass. This thing sounds crazy. And just got some updates on the clutch. 14,759. That's how much the Datsun clutch is. But the good news is the fact that it's in stock and it should be here end of next week if I pay it today. So when we get home, before we even try slapping the bumper on, I'm gonna pay that invoice ASAP. That way maybe they'll get it shipped out today, and then we're gonna have a somewhat built transmission in the Lambo within the next week and a half. And we won't have this issue of being stranded and having it go into limp mode and having it not shift. Like, this is gonna be exciting. And we might be able to race Remy. Last time I raced Remy in the Lambo, I lost, but it was NA and not twin turboed. And now that the transmission's fixed, we could finally get our revenge. Hopefully, unless it snows the next week and a half, but I guess we'll see. Well, the bumper looks like Lamborghini painted it. If you know anything about the undersides of bumpers and fenders, overspray looks exactly like this, even OEM. So this is perfect on the back end. The front end though, we still have no idea if this matches. So we're gonna go straight home and hold up against the Lambo and see. But there are a few brackets that we have to put back on the car and find every single bolt to make sure we can mount this correctly. And then I have to also mount the sensors on before we can do anything to, and the camera. So there's still a good amount of work left to do. Painting is not the only thing, but for first glance, it looks like it should match.
We'll see.
I was driving on the road and I was looking at all the cars and I was like,
Every car's
car's bumper does not match, especially the rear ones.
I would say this, but this is black. So that's not even, that's not
You can
fair.
still see it though. You can still see the depth.
Yeah.
You guys might think we're crazy, but start messing with paint and you'll understand where Remy and I are coming from. All right, moment of truth. Will it match? I'm gonna give the camera to my wife. I'm gonna hold the bumper up. Obviously, the braces are not on the car yet, so this is just a rough draft. Oh my gosh, that looks perfect. We nailed it. Remy nailed it. I'm gonna call him and show him.
That's damn impressive.
That's sick.
I'm gonna pat myself on the back there.
Well, off camera, my wife and I got the bumper all put together. Not on the car, but put together. Now, I've been playing with a puzzle trying to get this thing ready to have the bumper put back on because I had no idea how these braces went back because Hurricane Motorsport took all this off and made it look beautiful for the twin turbo kit for bumperless. And well, when you don't take something off, you kind of don't really have a good idea on how everything goes together. So I was looking at pictures, got it all figured out. And then as far as the bumper, we got the backup camera and the license plate lights installed. We got all the sensors installed as well. And then the car has a light on the dash for the side marker lights. And this bumper deletes the side marker lights. So what I thought would be smart is just plug them in and have them tucked to the side. You won't be able to see them or anything. And that'll also take away the light on the dash. So kill two birds with one stone. And then we have the harness nicely zip tied up in the corner. That way you can't see it. And then this is to plug into the car. So now it's time to put this thing up in the air, just jack it up, which is a lot harder than you think. Now since the Huracan is so low and now it has the side skirts, it's not going to be able to fit a jack underneath it quite yet. So I made these ramps, so hopefully the car could drive up on them. Let's find out. Huh, it worked. Okay, everything is prepped and ready to go. That looks sick. That looks wild. It's a lot of carbon, but man, does it look good. That's so crazy. And keep in mind, the car is still 3 inches off the ground, and look at how low that bumper is. Let's turn it on, get off the wood, then lower the front end lift, and see what it looks like outside, because I think it's gonna look mental. Well, what do you guys think? I did notice on camera, the bumper does look slightly lighter than the rear quarter. But I think once we PPF it, it should make this bumper go a little darker, because if you look right here, that and that is a way closer match than this and this. So I think if PPF is on this bumper, it'll make it look a lot better. Also, the bumper is made out of carbon, not aluminum. Like Remy and I were talking about earlier, different materials have different effects on paint, and there's not really much you can do about it. Like even right here, if you look at the OEM side skirt and that aluminum panel, the side skirt looks a lot lighter than that rear quarter. So it's weird paint stuff, but honestly, a lot of you guys wouldn't have even noticed that if I didn't point it out. But now we need to put a license plate on this thing, because there's one more special thing I need to show you before we end off this video, and we gotta take this car somewhere to do that. We're not gonna take it far because we don't want any more transmission issues. Also, on the transmission, the new clutch will be here next Wednesday, which means the transmission is going to be A-okay by next week. Hopefully. Next week or the following week early. All right, this is what I did. I measured out the distance from the edge of this sensor to the edge of this sensor. Then found dead middle, which is 9 1/4. Then I measured how long this was, subtracted it, and then divided by 2, and that's the distance from edge to edge. marked it, and then I also put the plate dead middle, pushed the screws against the masking tape, and those holes, theoretically, should be where the plate lands. All these are tight. Moment of truth. Oh yeah, that's money. Hey, measure twice, cut once. That's perfect. Honestly, I would argue the license plate makes the bumper look better. Dog. So crazy, this is my car.
Word is all it takes, babe. Bursting out in cold flames. Breathing, we are catching fire. Thought that we were wiser. Going like the match, babe. Miss out on the good days. Breathing, we are catching fire.
Well, here it is. This is what I was telling you about. This is the new shop, boys. This is where a lot more projects are gonna take place. And just look at how massive this building is. Like, I could turn this car around in circles and circles and circles without having to take it outside. This is insane. Now, I've already made a few videos on this for TikTok and Instagram and all that, but I haven't shown you one here. So if you only watch YouTube videos, this is it. So this is the main room. This is the walk-in room. We're gonna have probably a couch in here and like, probably just like a desk or something for me like edit quick videos if I need to. And then this is where all the magic will happen. I'm planning on doing a lot more rebuilds this next year and have a lot more crazier projects, so we need the space. After rebuilding the G82, I realized that at my house, the shop is nice, but when you start taking off parts, especially bigger parts like quarter panels, fenders, hoods, bumpers, my house shop gets very, very, very small. It makes me become less efficient because now I have to walk around stuff, make sure I don't break anything. In some cases, I break something and that costs even more money. So I figured might as well take the leap and get a shop. Now I didn't buy this shop, this is a lease. I don't really see the point in buying land and building a shop right now. It just doesn't make sense. So this is it. It was a good deal and I jumped on it. So I believe this building is 2,800 square feet. We have a lot of space. Over here, I'm gonna keep pretty clear. And then right here, we're gonna have a lift so that if I wanna have a car on the lift, I can just pull it straight in and bam, on the lift. Over here, I would like to have a similar setup to the house with a lever rack set up right here. And then we already have a workbench and everything, so this is pretty good. I also gotta get another rolling toolbox. Still in the works on that one. Back here, we got more storage. I don't know what I'm gonna put in here yet. It was originally gonna be the merch, but I think we're gonna keep the merch at the house for now still. So don't know what I'm gonna put in here. Probably just car parts that I need to install. And over here, I'll probably put car parts that I either need to sell or that are extra. So yeah, a lot of space, so much space. And then up here, not only do we have a cool view from top, but we also have like a living space. Obviously I'm not gonna live here, but I need to turn on a flashlight. But we got a bathroom, a shower, which that's very handy. Like if we take a coolant bath or a gas bath, we need to get cleaned up ASAP. We just hop in there. And then, I don't know, this could be like a gaming room. I don't know. There's a lot we could do up here if we wanted to, but the main reason I got this shop is for that. I can fit all my cars in here, maybe multiply it by 1.5. Not necessarily 2. I don't think we can put 10 cars in here, but I think we can put maybe 7 cars in here. Or 10, but once the lift's in here, a lot less. But on that note, I think it's gonna be the end of today's video, but I did promise you one more thing, and that is flames. Now, we did have that one issue earlier on in this video with the car being in limp mode and all that. We've kind of agreed that it is something to do with the transmission when it didn't want to get out of first. That threw it in limp mode, because apparently that will do that. But the car's been running fine, no codes, no misfires, nothing. So let's put the flame map on and see what flames look like with the new bumper on. Yep, this car's crazy, and with the rear bumper on, the flames look insane. Just wait until Christmas time when this thing's drifting in the snow and sounding like that. But I know it's gonna be today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the bell. And I will see you when we have a built transmission so we can actually drive this car. Also, we're gonna do an oil change too because we did put a lot of miles on this thing from driving to Monterey and back. So we'll do that as well. And it'll get some fresh transmission fluid because the transmission is gonna come out and then be put right back in thanks to Hurricane Motorsports. I'll see you guys next time. Drive safe.